Hello there, folks. It is a great spring day today. April, sun is shining outside, and I thought it was a good idea to do another vinyl and CD update, so they won't be that long. But I have a whole lot of interesting full-length vinyls to show, and a very small dose of singles. And can you believe it? No CDs. But other than on CD singles, of course, a few CD singles I do have. Starting with Suede and Trash from the magnificent album Coming Up, that I think is a masterpiece in the Britpop era, in my opinion. Swedish synth pop, Space Age Baby Jane, a very short-lived project that released one album that was in the synth pop genre, and that album is really great. This is the song Grace Under Pressure, and it is from 2002. My favorite jazz singer from Sweden, Monica Zetterlund, and a very late song called Ellen. It is from 1997. Not going to say that this is her best song. The B-side, Det finns dagar, There Are Days, is better. But it is very fun and odd to find Monica Zetterlund on CD single. Last vinyl CD update, I showed Paul Hardcastle and his album 3, I think it was called, that I bought at a thrift store outside of the city. On that album, there is a song called Rainforest that also is on his debut, the one that was the first album I ever bought. And from that album, this was released as a 45. This is Rainforest, Paul Hardcastle. And this is then the original version, not the 2003-2 version. We have British House in form of Bomb the Bass and Winter in July. Call it a house ballad, but I think it's a fantastic atmosphere, a fantastic production and sound. I just love this song from 1991. And The Carpenters from 1970, We've Only Just Begun, and All of My Life. Fantastic song by Carpenters that builds up slowly as a ballad, but then grows into something very big. Full length traditional jazz in form of Louis Armstrong and his Hot 5. This is more of a random collection with the Hot 5 released on a label with the very unusual name LP. And I normally don't buy that much ordinary compilations, but I felt like this was interesting enough. A double album set with the Modern Jazz Quartet, released on Prestige. And it does contains their recordings from Prestige. John Lewis, Milt Jackson, Prestige, and both Kenny Clarke and Connie Kay are in various recordings here on drums. So really nice double album set with the Modern Jazz Quartet. We have 2 albums with the former Ultravox singer John Fox. He was the singer during Ultravox era when they were more of a punk band before Vienna. But like Ultravox, John Fox also transferred into synth pop and did some fantastic albums. Listen to the album The Garden, for instance. That one is amazing. This is the Golden Section from 1983. And then we have an album that I was very disappointed. This is In Mysterious Ways from 1985. Yes, the year then is 1985, and that dark new wave-ish synth pop is on its way out. You can hear it in many of Ultravox albums. You can hear it in Midge's solo albums, but he managed to transfer into then popular pop music a whole lot better than John Foxx did. This was not good at all, actually. Okay production in some forms, but he didn't manage to transform his melodies into normal pop sounds. The melodies sounds half-made in some parts. It is very, very. Also, some parts also is very pale in the sound, actually, for 1985, that I normally love this year for its sound. But it didn't. John Foxx didn't make it to do it. And there are some songs also when he tries to pull out an acoustic guitar. No problem with that. Someone managed to do that also. But John Foxx didn't make it, for instance, on the song Shine On, where he just yells. So I think this was a very huge disappointment. I can understand why it took him 12 years after this to come back to the music scene, because this was a major flop in Britain. And he put his musical career on the shelf for 12 years. So I'm not sure that this will stay in the collection. Depends on how eager I am to have a complete John Foxx compilation. We have Miko, which is the guy who made a disco version of the Star Wars theme on an album that was amazing, a huge classic. He also made Wizard of Oz in disco version. He made Close Encounters of Third Kind. And now he has put his claws into Superman in a disco version. So, and he's a fantastic producer, fantastic disco producer, and managed to bring something new out of these themes. So it's going to be very interesting. Some Swedish. This is a group from here, where I live, in Sundsvall. Local music. This is Rummet, The Room, and the album Bagateller. And Swedish new wave rock pop sounds very, very good. The singer is Gina Jacobi, that I have some albums with. She's a great singer, and will go on to make even better albums as a solo artist. But this is also a great album. Of course, there are Duke Ellington. They're bound to be Duke Ellington in my vinyl CD updates. So why not? This is a double album set. Duke Ellington presents Ivy Anderson. Ivy Anderson, that was his prime vocalist for many years in the 30s, the 20s, 30s, and even 40s. And this is a double album set that I actually got for free. I went into our record store, Vinyl Stallet, in the last split second before going to close, and I managed to find this. And I was going to pay, and it says, how many is it? Just this one. Well, you get it for free. Thank you. So, very, very interesting. As is this. Many years ago, I found an album with Duke Ellington that said Duke Ellington meets Count Basie. And I felt like, wow, on the same album? No, it was not on the same album. It was one orchestra on each side. I was very disappointed and gave that album away. And then I found this one. I felt like, okay, it is a reissue of that crappy record. No, it wasn't. This was the real deal. The Count meets Duke, first time. Duke Ellington Orchestra and Count Basie Orchestra meet in the studio for the first time. It's 30 men that is in this record studio, very crowded studio, plus 2 pianos. So I listened to quick peeks of it, and it sounds very good. Very. You can think that when it's 31 man big orchestra, it would be a hell of a blow. But it sounds like an ordinary orchestra still. They managed to arrange it so well that it doesn't sound any different, but it sounds very good. And more Ellington, this time with Ella Fitzgerald. Ella on the Côte d'Azur, Volume 2. It is Ella Fitzgerald with Duke Ellington Orchestra, but it also songs where she is accompanied by Jimmy Jones Trio. Verb release. I'm not going to say that this is a bad album. It's a really good album, but it definitely is not the best album. I would hope for even stronger things when Ella Fitzgerald and Duke Ellington meets. But it will stay in the collection for now anyway, because it is a very interesting thing to have. But maybe they have a chance to actually redeem themselves, because yesterday I managed to find this. This is the greatest jazz concert in the world, and it is a 4-album set. Call it a box set, but it isn't actually shaped as a box set. It is shaped as a normal album. Very interesting. And this is recorded in June 28th, 29th, and July 1st, 1967. And it contains Oscar Peterson Trio and Duke Ellington Band and Ella Fitzgerald Trio. And Ella Fitzgerald also sings with Duke Ellington. That's why I say maybe this is better than this one. Released on Pablo, Norman Granz's label. What's interesting is that this is containing a whole lot of last times. It is the last time last known recordings between Ella Fitzgerald and Duke Ellington. It was the last recording with Coleman Hawkins, because he was so heavily in his drinking at that time. So 2 years later he would die, and from what I've understood, he didn't release anything new after this one. It also is a song here called Blood Count by Bill Strayhorn, which also is the last song that Bill Strayhorn ever wrote, because he was on his deathbed by then. He was in a hospital. He didn't know but it would be eventually his death a few months later. So a whole lot of last times. So historical concerts in historical album and concert in many ways. Very interesting. I said I was going to cut down on Pablo releases, but sometimes they really dig up some gold. Seals and Croft, rest in peace, by the way, Dash Croft. And this album, I'll Play For You, from 1975, I think it is. Yes, 1975. Swedish comedian Lasse O. Månsson. Lasse O. Månsson avslöjar Mitzi Gaynors hemliga liv. He exposes Mitzi Gaynors secret life. Lasse O. Månsson was famous for doing very twisted humor, dark and twisted humor. So it's going to be interesting to see where this actually where this actually goes. And we have Love Unlimited Orchestra, which is the band that Barry White had, Barry White's orchestra, and they released albums of their own with Barry White as a producer. Now I haven't listened to quick peeks of this so far, so I don't know, but I have a feeling that this might be instrumental. I have a feeling that if Barry White would be singing here, he would have his name written over it. So it's very interesting. And what's really funny is that all these three and this box set, 4 album, 4 LP album, costed me 50 cents each. These boxes I paid 50 cents for. So I'm very, very satisfied. So that was the latest findings that I've made since the last time. It is soon Record Fair, so I assume that would be the next time I film, actually. So, but until next time, I hope that every one of you have a really nice time in the spring, no matter where you are, no matter what you do. Take care and so long.